Good afternoon. Thursday here in St. Louis, 1 o'clock. I'm a bit surly. Got some stuff to do. Got some closings tomorrow. Have to get ready for those. I'll just give you a window into my life. I'm working with one client, and I'm not sad about it or anything, but I have to do everything for her. She is in a senior care facility, so tomorrow I have to go and pick her up with the wheelchair and take her to closing. And then the problem is I feel like I've been good to this lady and nice, but like outside people will like judge me. So like the title people are like, you really went and found an old lady at a home as a client? And it's like, I helped her move from this place. So I just, and then like the other question is, you're only doing this, or the statement, you only do this because you want the commission. And if you don't get the commission, then you wouldn't have the lady sell her house. Totally false. And I've already got more money and time in this than I'll ever get out of a commission, which is what you do. And that's, I think, what the general public has never figured out in real estate. It's the same as auctions. Okay. If you have an auction of 100 items, some of those items go for less than what they're worth. Others go for more. And it's on those edges where you make your money. The same thing with real estate. If you have a buyer, they always talk about commissions and we want to, darn those commissions and everything else. Well, if you want decent service across the board, okay, it's best not to short someone on a $60,000 deal. Okay. Because I think off the top of my head, that's like about $300. And I'm not saying that I'm 10 times better than a McDonald's worker, but I'm saying, look, just to run a business, you're at six figures a year, and running around doing $60,000 deals will put you to the point where you're working at McDonald's again. So surly, angry. It's always a good way to start the show. That's why I'm going to bring Mike. I haven't seen Mike in a week. I haven't talked to Mike. Mike's normally very happy, and I feed off of that happiness. Watch him be sad and miserable, and then this show's just going to go downhill from there. So with that, here's Mike. Mike.
Good morning.
Hey.
Afternoon.
Yeah.
Great opening.
Thank you.
I love it.
You know how the college football and they script their plays? The first 20 plays are scripted. I've tried to script it, and I can't. I just have I don't know where it's going. I just feel like you should be upfront with the audience if things are going. If you're not in a good mood, you might as well say it.
Yeah, I agree. That's be authentic. Isn't that what they say now?
I think so. I think we are the most authentic real estate agents. This is the most authentic live stream you're going to get right now.
Probably too authentic. But I love it. It's funny you mentioned all that, because this morning coming on, I was like, God, it's Thursday already again. And I was thinking, people have no idea what this business is like. They have no idea.
And then when you have the courts involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you have people that have, it's bizarre to me.
Right.
I think in my nature, my dad was an accountant, and I wasn't so business oriented, but I was like, I understood people have to make a profit somehow, right?
Yeah.
Or they can't be in business.
Yeah.
And then in my own life, I've heard wild and wacky things like companies shouldn't maximize profit. They're beholden to their shareholders. And if their shareholders have a social justice bent, we should go that direction. Like oil companies should be planting, trees. I've just never understood that, and I never will. But when it comes to real estate, you have to figure out quickly how you are going to survive.
Yep. How are you going to pay your bills?
How are you going to pay your bills? How are you going to live? When people call you at 9 o'clock at night and want to, buy a house or sell a house, you take the call. Okay.
You take it. I took one last night.
Yeah. But that's, to the detriment of if you were doing something else with your family or something like that, you take the call. And on weekends, if you have someone that wants to see a house, you go.
And people understand, I think, a lot of times if, hey, can I call you back in 10 minutes? Can I call you back in an hour? I think people understand that. But for us, it's hard to, you can't put it off. You pick up
No.
the phone. You have to.
Yes.
You have to.
And so
Go ahead.
that's just where I'm at today. It's like I'm getting these odd looks when I wheel this woman around, and it's like I have to do this. The woman can't do it herself, and no one else is going to step up right now.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
here I am.
You're there to help. You're there to help.
Yeah.
We had a coach in a previous business, and when we had chiropractic offices, and early on, he's, it was all, my wife likes to give, and no, don't worry about the copay, or that. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud, but coach said, if you're not in business, you can't help those people. Same with real estate.
Absolutely. That's why on a larger level, I've always found it disingenuous for large corporations like, say, McDonald's, Lowe's, Home Depot. Always at the cash register, they'll be like, do you want to round up for this charity, or do you want to round up for that charity? And my thing's always been, well, look, you guys do bring in a profit, okay? Right. Why don't you take your profit and spend it however you'd like, okay? Leave me the hell alone. Let me just eat my Egg McMuffin in peace and without guilt, or from you at least. And then when I make money in my business, I'll choose to donate it to the things that I want to.
Absolutely.
And so I just think that if every business went out there and put profits first, I'm not saying, there's these negative externalities, I believe it's called in economics, where you've got like a company where let's talk about it now, the data centers, right? Everyone hates data centers. I don't hate data centers. I don't care. I really don't. Build as many of them as you want to in my place, okay? But they say, well, it's taking the power and it's causing more people to, have to pay more for power. That's a problem, right?
It is.
So maybe they should, if they're so lucrative, maybe they should pay for the power generation. And some of them are. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they are starting to.
So I don't know. I'm just in that mood today. So the first thing I wanted to do, I thought we could do a scenario. I always second guessed myself, even in the 14 years I've been in the business. Okay. And I thought that you could have some fun with this and tell me if I bungled it or not.
And I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, right? No, I haven't put it out there. So what happened?
You left it out on purpose.
I did. I wanted your reaction, your real reaction, and not something where you're like, okay. So I have a friend, and he texted me one day, and he's like, "Hey, I have a friend at work that has their parents' house and wants to sell it tomorrow. They're gonna sell it to me for X amount of dollars." Okay,
great.
And I said, "Okay, that's awesome." He's like, "Well, what do you think it's worth?" And I said, "Well, I don't know what it's worth. I haven't been there, but let me look." And so I looked online. There were like 13 sales, or I'm sorry, 13 actives, all 50 days or older in this subdivision. Not in the best part of town, in theory.
Right.
Okay, but I haven't been in the house. I know it has a new roof, but the odd thing is the same agent had like 7 of the listings.
Okay.
That's awful strange.
Yeah. In that area.
Yeah, and right in that subdivision.
Okay.
Which is not what you normally see.
And not a retirement community.
No.
Or a retirement home.
No. And so with that, I told him, I saw things were selling. Let's just use fake numbers and say they were going to sell to him for 100, and I couldn't see anything that was breaking 95. Okay. So you're going to sell it to this guy who's not an agent, who may think it's a deal at 100, but no one can get over 95. And, every one of them's been. So now it's like, in my mind, well, they're not doing my friend a favor.
A friend of his or a family member of his is selling it?
A friend of his, a worker okay. at a place is going to sell it to him for 100. They offered it to him for 100.
Right. And
I can see that there's no comps over 95.
Right.
Okay. So then I'm like, so now you're going to sell it without an agent. And it looks like on the surface, you're not doing a nice thing for my friend.
Right.
But you're presenting it like that. I'm going to give you a deal. Here, I could put it on the market with an agent, or I could just sell it to you for that.
on the market with an agent for 95.
No, well, they would say, well, I need to get my money's worth, so I need to be at like 110. Mm-hmm. But I can see the comps. He's not selling for 110.
No.
You may say, well, $10,000 isn't that big of a deal. Like if you just rip off somebody for $10,000, it's no big deal. It's
10%.
I didn't like it. But anyway, and especially because then my friend pivoted and he said, hey, I don't think, it doesn't seem like a good deal to me. Why don't I introduce you? I said, well, that sounds great. Mm-hmm. So I got the lady's phone number and I called. And you're already going into this knowing that they don't want to use an agent, right? But
I know where you're going.
Your friend is trying to be nice and get you a deal. Right. And that's all that you, in this business, if you can have 10 friends calling every time they know someone's going to sell a house, you're golden. So you never, ever, ever, but you also don't want to point out that like they're getting, right, ripping them. So I call and I was like, hey, I am not the one that's, I called, left a voicemail. I said, hey, my understanding is you wanted to sell this house. It was an estate. Happy to do so. Give me a call if you want to talk about it. And that's where I left it. If you want me to list it, that's fine. Right. I'm not one of those people that's like, let me list your house. That's just not who I am.
Me neither. Yep.
Lady calls me back really nice, says, hey, I have, she tells me more. She says, we have 8 kids in the family. Okay, this is mom's house. Somehow I got stuck doing it. Okay. I'm like, and she said I had an investor say that they would take 95 for it with the stuff in it. And I said, and she said, I said, if you can get 95 for it, okay, with the stuff in it, split 8 different ways and you don't care and you just need to get it gone. To me, that sounds like a great deal. Go for it. And I said, make sure that it's 95 at the end of the day. I said, if they go to closing and all of a sudden the number gets to be 85 or 80, don't close. You're not required to close. The number's 90 or 95.
Yep.
And so there I got a lead from someone. I totally bungled it in the sense that I don't have the listing. And I said, hey, if something else comes out down the road, it turns out poorly or something, give me a call. We can discuss again.
Yeah.
And that's how I did it.
100%. I agree.
So would another agent have gone in there and won the listing?
Somebody would have.
Right.
Absolutely. Somebody would have.
So, and that's where I'm at is like, so did I screw up?
No.
Because no. Why not?
First of all, the 8 kids, getting 8 kids to agree on selling of a property is a challenge.
Oh God. Absolutely.
It's a challenge.
Even if one of them has power of attorney.
Right.
They'll still fight.
The kids, often Minnesota, where there's always one that's a challenge. But you provided your service and, your advice, and that's not your business. Your business isn't chasing down those ones. You're there to help. I
just don't see like listing it for like say 110 when all the comps are at 95 and holding on to it for over 50 days.
And then you're the bad guy.
I'm the bad guy.
John couldn't sell our house.
Exactly.
You're the bad guy.
Right.
You get to put a sign in the front yard. That's free marketing.
In an area that I'm not really interested in marketing to.
Yeah. Yep. You did the right thing, 100%.
I think so. I think I provided the right service to those people.
Yep. Other agents would jump all over it, and they'd say, let me meet you. We'll get this. Here's the comps. You want to list it for $150,000? Let's do it.
Right.
I don't do business that. You don't do business like that.
I mean, what's I just don't.
It pays off.
I just don't think it makes any sense.
But happy to help at all price ranges, happy. If they say, John, I want to use you to sell my house.
Do it tomorrow.
Absolutely. Let's get it done.
Yeah. But here's the problem with what's going to come. Like, here's the days on market. Okay. Normal neighborhood, we're moving 7 days. Okay.
Yep.
You're at 50 some odd days. Okay. That's in a good market. That's a tell.
Is it on now?
Oh, no.
No. Okay.
It won't be.
It won't be.
No.
Okay.
Because her logic was, hey, if I have to split this profit 8 ways, we're fighting over like very little amounts of money. And none of us are going to be ahead on the deal to where we can, we're not going to buy new cars and we're not going to go, we're not taking trips to Europe on this.
Not life-changing.
No. It's just like a disposal. And I'm fine. Like, I'll list anything. Okay.
Right.
But I'm not going to go and I'm just not that guy. I don't go sell something that you don't seem to want.
Right.
And I'm not interested in convincing you that my idea is the best. I think you should save your money.
Right.
Save your money.
Save your money. Call, if you really want, call Joe, who's listing 7 houses in that neighborhood. He's probably got somebody interested.
Yeah, probably not though. I know what's going on. This is a I don't know if you have this here in your market, but there have been spots in town that have been dedicated for rentals.
Okay.
Single family rentals. And so what ends up happening is investors just sit there and they wait for houses to not sell and they buy them. And they're not flipping them, they're going to rent them.
Right.
And so they're not really even looking for the upside at this point. They're just looking for the cash flow.
Right.
And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
In theory.
No.
But I think the idea to go in an area and think you're going to sell a house on a retail level when 75 to 80% of the houses have become rentals, I think that's dicey.
They're buying that. They are the cold callers. They're buying those at rock bottom prices that just for cash flow. They're not.
Yes.
They're not financing them. They can buy it.
Yes. They're not putting money into them. Your neighborhood is never going to grow, equity while you're there.
That's the way it is.
And that was the other thing. I mean, I looked at when the lady bought it. She bought it for $100,000 17 years ago.
17 years ago. Okay.
And it's going to sell for 95.
Yeah.
And that is one of those things where we've talked about in the past, where I think that there is some evil in this idea that when you buy a house, you're always going to make money.
Right. That's not always.
No. And in a larger sense, you should probably care who your neighbors are, and you should probably care who buys the house next to you.
You should.
If it turns into a rental neighborhood,
not a lot of pride ownership in those neighborhoods.
No,
they're fine. They're great. But.
Yeah, it's not, the American dream is not to own a house, a single family residence as an owner occupant in a rental neighborhood.
Right.
I can tell you that right now. That's the American nightmare.
That's the American nightmare.
So anyway, I feel better talking to you about it because I know I'm supposed to. Yeah, I know I'm supposed to go there. I'm supposed to call her like 17 times and be really excited and say, "Oh,
no,
the comps show this," but I'll go get a comp from like 10 miles away, completely different construction.
You can make the numbers say whatever
Absolutely.
they want, but you know what the truth is, and it's not doing you any good. You did the right thing. You provided advice. You provided a service, and
I do think, like, on my stats though, I get nervous. Like, so how many houses have you listed this month? Well, I didn't list that one.
Right.
Gosh, I got a fly on here, and I'm ready to just. It's not the Mike Pence, the Mike Pence thing where that dude's like talking and it's on his wig. I don't have to worry about that.
No, I understand that.
Yeah. All right. So thank you.
Yeah, you did the right thing. I agree. We're here to help, but we're not a charity. I don't even want to say that we're not a charity, but
I feel like I'm a charity at sometimes.
If I'm not the best one to help you out, then I can point you in the right direction.
I almost think flat fee would be a reasonable
for something like that.
If you listened to me and knew what the price was.
Yeah, and are they hiring an agent to listen to them, or are they going? They already know.
No, just putting it on the MLS.
Yeah,
because as you and I know, if you put it on the MLS, it's better than any sort of weird exclusive listing garbage and
back pocket.
Just get it out there.
Get it out
there. They'll figure it out. Somebody will figure out the price.
Cast the widest. And I always say that the market's out there. I always say the value of an asset is what a buyer's willing to pay, and it's that's the market there.
And
we don't make the market.
I can't imagine any investor be stupid enough to go in there at 95.
Yeah.
When he can see 50 days on the market like I can. It's his money or her money. But whatever. I've seen investors do things in my career.
Well,
So
that's a whole different conversation.
yes.
Borrow against, leverage it, and buy something else. That's a different conversation.
All right. Next topic.
Good choice.
Thank you. Next topic. Here we go. So I'm going to frame this a certain way. Mike, I'm not going to ask you the questions because I've noticed that when I do that, okay, like it can go any direction.
Okay.
You know, like, so I spent a lot of time in school. And so the teachers would, they would just see if you're paying attention. They'd ask you a question while you were going along. And then I'd always freak out myself. And so now I've figured out I'm not going to do it to Mike either. So, but I would say this, if you go down to the office, walk in and talk to the coach and say, hey man, what do I need to do to be successful as a real estate agent? He or she's probably going to say like, well, you need to have a sphere of influence. Okay. And then you need to market to those people. And the marketing gold is when you sell a house or help someone buy a house, like that is proof of competency. Okay.
Works. Right.
And so you want, like if you sell 100 houses a year and you've got 100 people that you've done a good job for, like those people will carry you forever.
Right.
And I believe that in theory. Okay. But I've noticed through my career, I want an outlet. You know how hard it is to stay in contact with someone over even a year?
It is.
Okay.
Without
and then
creating conversation. I've always had a hard time with that as well.
Yes. Because you feel like if they want to use your services, they know who you are, they know where you live, and they will call you. They're not dumb.
Right.
Okay.
They know who you are. They say that 75% of people don't remember the agent they used.
There you go. How is that possible? I don't know. I even know the agents that other people used.
Right.
So then, in tying that into this other thing is it's also like I've had clients now, like over 6 years was one of my last sales. I had the same couple, 6 years. Do you know how hard it is to show up for 6 years and not bungle something? It's damn near impossible. And let me explain, like, if you go on a showing on a weekend, okay, and it's supposed to be at 10 o'clock and you go there and you're on time, okay, that's a gold star. Okay. Do that over, yeah. Do that over 1,000 times. Get there on time every single time. Have everything work out perfectly on every single showing. And good luck with that.
Not raining, not snowing.
Oh God, it's very, very difficult. Very difficult. And so those two things combined, I think this is crazy. I should get like a professional. Anyway.
You're a therapist.
Yeah, don't get me. I think that it's really harder to do that than people think.
It is.
Okay. So here's what happened to me. I'm framing this before I put it on the thing. All right. I'm going to frame it because it may not make any sense. So I have some people like me and they will text me that I've had as clients. Okay. Friendly. And I will text them back. Absolutely friendly and enjoyable. And I don't think anything of it. Right. I don't. And so I was talking to this fellow we talked for like 4 years now. He'll text me every once in a while, see how I'm doing. I'll text him, see how.
And I love it. Yeah,
totally good. Very happy. Right. And so then I don't know what happened, but I'm trying to reconstruct it with you because I sent a text and just the background. I'm 49 years old. Okay. I've never felt like I'm rich in my life. Okay. I've just never felt that way. When I was a kid, okay, we would watch MTV.
Yep.
And then MTV it started changing. It would start showing television shows instead of like music videos. And everyone would kind of make fun of that, but it got weird. And towards the end, I don't know if they even showed videos. It was very interesting. And so like, I would say MTV growing up had like, I'm not proud of it, but it had huge influence on like everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I remember running home from school to watch MTV on the first day.
Style, like, social activism.
Yeah.
Didn't know that, by the way, when I was watching it. Took many years to figure that out.
Influence.
Yeah. And just, you could take and this is so funny. It's like so boomer. You could literally take a video and then you could press your VHS record button and you could get the video so you could watch it again, but it would have those lines when it started. Similarly, like you couldn't you buy the music as an album or as a CD, as a tape.
Yeah.
And they were $13.99 and I had thousands of them. Okay.
Or you pay a penny and you get a whole bunch.
Well, I never understood that. That seemed different. That seemed like such a strange thing. But so now if I look at all the money I spent on CDs, okay, if I just would have put it in just a simple ETF, S&P, I mean, I'd have been.
Yeah, I had.
Okay. So I'm kicking myself. And then you have this, like, you could make mixtapes. Okay. So you take you have these two tapes and then you play one and it's okay. It's not great. And then they had CDs and at the end you could like laser pictures on your CDs and burn to them in your computer, which, this is great.
I had a million of them.
But that was as far as it went because then there was this thing called Napster and you could steal every single song that ever was done. Okay. And then apparently that was bad because Metallica was angry. I don't understand. So then people were getting arrested for stealing music and I was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
So I just kind of gave up. Okay. At that point. And then they had these like Yahoo Music had this thing where you could put it on and it would play like songs. And you couldn't fast forward or anything like that. You had to listen to that song. And then there was other ones like Spotify and Apple Music and stuff like that.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I refused. Okay.
Really?
Yes. Because that's for the wealthy who can pay for their music. Okay.
Right.
When I have time to pay for my music, when I have that kind of money, I'll do it, but I don't. My kid wants to go to college or she wants to buy a car. So I can't be buying myself music. How selfish.
You already bought the record. You already bought the cassette. You already bought the CD.
And I know where this goes. Like I know the end. The end is it's not worth anything.
Right.
Okay. So I resisted strongly. And then one of the kids got they got one of the Spotify or Apple Music or something. I don't know which place they're on. I don't. But anyway, one of them was like, "What is there something you think my mom would like for a birthday gift?" And I said, "You know what? She might like because my wife's Bosnian or ex-Yugoslavian, depending on how we want to play that."
Okay.
And there's all kinds of great music from there. And, Apple Music, they have all the songs.
Right.
And, so I was like, maybe that would be something she could have. And no commercials. And they're like, okay, well, we'll get that. So they got that for her. And she loved it. So it's like, we'll have a party or something. We'll have music on in the background. And it's from her thing. And the music is great. And so then this birthday, she bought one for me, which is like the best and worst gift ever because I love playlists. I like to make my own playlists. And
me too.
They have these weird things like now where they can like kind of control the way the sound is. They can make it better. Yeah, they can make it better or worse.
It's amazing.
I mean, and so I was blown away by this.
Right.
Really? Like, and you can just fast forward a song. You don't have to listen to it and you can listen to another one.
My daughter just taught me you can make a playlist. You can speed up a song to match your exercise tempo.
I mean, isn't that something?
That's awesome.
So I was really I was so proud of not only my wife, but like look at this technology. Isn't this great?
Amazing.
Yeah. This is true. This is where I was. And so I wanted to go and show you what happened. I got to do one more button. So I texted.
Explains this conversation.
Yeah. I texted my friend, my former client, who had wonderful conversations with, and I wanted to tell him like, hey, how great this service is. Like, is this because previously some guy died from MTV's 120 Minutes who I don't remember who he was. And it was like 25 years ago, and it just wasn't top of mind. So we'd been talking about music.
Right.
It was relevant. And I thought if anyone would appreciate it, this guy would, because we had just been talking about it. And so here it is. Let me put it over here like this. And so this is the thing.
So you're the green.
I'm the green. I'm the green.
That's different.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to, I kind of, again, if I tell you everything before the show, you may think differently. And I want it more of a spontaneous thing.
Yep.
And so I said, hey, have you gotten a subscription to Apple Music or Spotify? My wife got me an Apple Music subscription for my birthday, and I'm totally blown away by it. It's basically anything you want to hear, any minute you want, like a giant mixtape. You don't have to dub or CD to burn. And so I did that at 1:00. Didn't hear back from him, but I was working, and I don't care.
Right.
I get a text back from him at 7:00 at night. He goes, you do understand that I gave up 100,000 followers for crap like this, yeah?
Okay.
At this point, I'm like, I don't understand. Right. So I said, explain. He said, yeah, he said spammy, weird, etc. And I said, my text was weird, spammy. He said, I didn't make that up out of thin air, but yes, reread it yourself. So I just read it now. And I said, I was saying that we didn't have to burn CDs or mixtape anymore in relation to our text about MTV a while back.
It was very well written.
I'm a pretty good texter. But this is someone who I'm supposed to be staying in touch with and being friends with for the rest of my life. So someday down the road, they may consider selling their house or buying a house and using me. Right. And now I've totally
you bungled it.
Totally bungled it, and I am still at a loss. So what did you tell me? What did I do wrong?
I don't know. It's understandable now that you put when I first saw it, I was like, I don't really know where we're going with this, but that's understandable. It's a conversation.
Was it spammy or weird?
No. I think everybody knows about Apple Music and Spotify, though. But I understand you were excited about it.
I was excited about it.
Right?
Yes.
It's amazing. And you're just sharing that excitement.
Yeah, I'm not saying go buy Apple Music or Spotify.
Right.
I was just saying, like, look at how far this has come. I literally had to record a VHS tape off of
maybe
cable.
That would have been a better way to initiate the text. Look how far. It's unbelievable how far we've come.
But that would have made it so I would have had to know that the guy was going to have some weird ass response.
Yeah, that's true. You never know. You never know.
It's like,
yeah. And I don't, without knowing the relationship, I don't know. I can't have an opinion.
Is spammy or weird that I would be like, hey man, we were talking about this last week, and now
if
I bring this.
You're talking about it, I think it's fine. But out of the blue, it would be weird.
Really? But, you mean like if I'd not talked to the person for 6 years, and all of a sudden said, I talked to him last week.
Yeah, then that's completely fine. It's carrying on the conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is there like, I guess what I'm asking is, was I trying to sell him on a service or something and I didn't know it?
No. And I have a problem with texting because there's no tone. I have a problem with it. Just, yep, nope.
But you have to text nowadays.
You do. And I have a problem with it. I mean, I do it and I'm fine. But there's no tone. I always tell my kids, be careful what you text out there. It's the receiver may not understand. Yeah, you don't know what state of mind they're in. But I see now from you explaining it that, yeah, that's 100% fine.
It's just like
has changed. It
has.
It's so odd, communication.
Yes. And I understand, like, we're at the end. Okay. I get it.
At the end?
Yeah, we're at the end. Like,
we're in exciting times.
Sure. But we're not going to be like I still haven't figured out with all the AI advancements, why is AI not just talking to me on the spam calls? Why are they still hiring people from God knows where? Why don't we just have, and as far as this, like, why am I wasting my time trying to talk to somebody that clearly is not happy with me? Or I
think he's unhappy.
I'm unhappy with him.
Okay.
What the hell's wrong with you? I waste my time and say, something nice and see if you like it. And then all of a sudden you come back at me like you're some big shot. You did such a great job.
Right. See, I don't know the background.
How many thousands of followers do you have on? You have like 6,000 on Instagram, right? Or is it more?
I got a lot.
Yeah. So that in theory, it'd be like me texting you like, hey man, I just found this music. And you're like, look at me. I've got a lot of followers.
I don't care about followers.
Exactly.
It's funny.
It's confusing.
It's so communicating, and look how we met just out of blank.
Yes, right. Yes.
Talking on what, Twitter?
I believe so. I believe so.
You have these conversations. They're all different levels of communication. I don't know. It's a strange world.
It is. Like, how am I supposed to know any? Like, and do I want to know? Like, Mike, there's things about you I don't know. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
No offense. I'm totally good with that. I like to stay nice and topical, right?
Exactly. Right. So it's funny. Now that you explain that, that's an interesting response. But was he drunk? I don't know. Was he? You never know.
Well, 100%. That's where I'm at. And then, like, am I like, what does the coach say I should do next? Am I supposed to apologize for my insolence?
I think we had a misunderstanding. I don't know.
Yeah.
Everything okay with you? That's, I don't know.
Right. Like, did a family member just pass and this was not the right time? And if that were the case, maybe just don't text me back.
Right. And if you picked up the phone and said, hey, have you seen this Spotify and Apple Music? Would that have been a different conversation?
Well, and that's the thing though, is like, if you're like, I don't know about you, but some people I talk to primarily by text.
Yeah.
Especially people like below 30.
Yeah.
They will not pick up the phone. They'll be weirded out by it.
That bothers me, but yes.
It may bother you, but I'm just saying that's the way it is.
It's the way it is.
Yeah. And so
reply a day later.
Right.
Okay.
But I'm okay with that. Even I understand the rules for them. Well, I did.
Obviously not.
I don't know. I just don't understand. I just never did. I just don't understand. And you could say like, well, John, okay, so you lose one. Okay. But look at how many other people you talk to. And so it's fine.
Right.
But I don't think people understand, like, people die.
Yeah.
Things happen. Like, you don't get the joy of, like, you can't restock as fast as you lose people. At least I haven't been able to.
No.
So,
and, I'm a big conversation. Pick up the phone, let's talk. But that doesn't always, people don't want to.
Good luck with that. Like a 25-year-old, have good luck with that conversation.
My own daughter takes a week to text me back.
See? But she's a little older.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. It's anyway. So my point is like, you can do everything right.
You can do everything right.
And still be wrong. And I think the first two examples today have been like, haven't gone well for you.
I wouldn't dwell on it.
I will. It's my nature. So anyway, so that's that. So have we decided, like, I wasn't trying to sell the fellow something. You don't.
No, but I did have to read. It's a very well written. It's written like a spam text.
Oh.
It doesn't sound like you wrote it.
Really?
To me.
I think that's a compliment.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. It doesn't sound like you wrote it. But now that you say you did, I see that.
Well, I wanted to explain it, That's I put time into the craft.
That's my problem with texting is I want to have my texts are 3 inches long, and I don't think anybody wants to read them.
No.
Get it all out there.
Right.
Because it's necessary. Details matter. I don't know.
But anyway, so the bottom line is you're right. The communication is messed up somehow. Like
it's tough.
We've interjected something in there and it's not good.
Yeah. I hope we don't lose human interaction and human communication. That makes me feel old. Just as I see my kids as they talk to each other.
Yes, it makes you feel old, okay? And it makes you feel out of place because it seems like total commonplace that you would talk to someone.
Or texting with my mother. I have no clue what she's texting me, but I still, great mom, sounds awesome.
100%.
I have no idea what she's talking about.
No, my mother got the Apple Watch. Someone thought that was going to be a good idea.
I love it.
Freaking disaster. It was already dicey on the text, and now it's just. It's like just because you can speak into your watch to direct to text, you might want to edit it or at least take a look at it before you hit send.
That's my brother's point of view, and I say, you know what? Keep sending them. I'm going to miss them someday.
Oh, okay.
Keep sending.
Same.
Yeah.
I just if she would have written this text above, I would have been like, "What is this, spam?" All right. One of the things I wanted to try this today that I thought would be a good idea is.
I love this.
Yeah, sad houses.
Sad house.
Yeah, sad. Yeah, it's a sad house, and I feel like real estate doesn't do, like, it's not real. Ironic because the word real is in it.
Right.
But I think it's so fake.
And a lot of it is.
Yeah, and I thought that maybe if we could just be more real. It's not like don't buy a house. I don't mean that. It's like, let's just look at this from like, understand that, 25% of the population, 30 is going to be in a sad house situation at some point in there.
At some point.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Whether in the past or in the future, at some point.
All right. So I looked up this house on Zillow. I'm looking for a certain house that fits a certain criteria. So it says 64.9. Now it says it's on South Kings Highway. Now see, like, I want to go through this as if I'm a real estate agent. Okay.
Okay.
Because that's how I think you should think about things.
And you're looking for a house for a client.
Let's just say I'm looking for a house for a client. Yes.
Okay.
Or if some investor, if I think that this might be the one, you know. All right. So then immediately, it's been on the market 91 days. It had gone pending and then went back on the market. So what does that tell you, Mike? If it goes pending and back on the market and it's kind of an investor house,
something's wrong.
Something's really, really wrong. Yeah.
Something's expensive.
Yes. Okay. And so then a couple of things are interesting. It says multiple offers, submit contract by 10 a.m. on Monday. Like,
which Monday?
6/29.
Okay.
That was like June.
Right.
It says access restricted, not safe for entry. Huh. So then it says the property is eligible under the Freddie Mac First Look initiative through 6/23. So there were not complete any repairs to the property, either lender or buyer requested. So you couldn't go in VA or FHA. Sold as is.
I looked it up. I wasn't familiar with the First Look.
Well, that's how I want to go through this, though. I want to be real.
Yeah.
It says concessions cannot exceed actual closing costs.
Okay.
Well, so I mean, but I think actual closing costs are going to be like, if you got who's going to get you a mortgage? First of all, it's not, you can't get occupancy for it.
No.
And so the whole thing, just on the start, okay. As an agent, I'm like, this isn't for me.
No, it's messy. And where did the 65,000 come from? I dug into the history a little bit.
Yeah.
Where did you get that number from?
Yeah. So then let's look at some pictures, right? So that's what another agent would do. We'd look at pictures.
Right.
So I've told this to the audience before, but if you ever see like white paper signs on the windows or the doors, there's your sign. Like, you already know that something's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. And so right here, we have our sign, our papers on the.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
doesn't look bad at first glance. It's like, hey,
no, I mean, it's a brick home, but if you start looking, like, I don't know if you can see the brick is torn out here. Yeah. There's a wooden thing here, and then this is going the wrong direction. And why do you need two sidewalks to go up to the thing? It's dicey.
Yeah. That
looks fine. Then we get here. This is mold.
Yeah.
Mold has gotten this one. And you look at the ceiling. The ceiling's toast. The walls are toast. and this is all full of mold too.
Yep.
All right. And then you go here, the ceiling has been leaking, the roof has been leaking, and has taken out the wood floor. So
Has
things are not going
that long. Right?
Yeah.
Has not taken that long.
No, and it by the time you would buy this house, it's going to be even worse.
Right.
So, but you look over here on the left, and you would think that that's like some frosted glassing. No, that's mold.
I thought it was a nice china cabinet.
Yes, correct. They left they got foreclosed on, but they left their china in there. So if they just would have sold the china, they would have been able to buy the house or keep the house. But no such luck. See all this stuff along here, that's mold.
Mold.
And you can say like, hey, well, just clean the mold with some bleach, but it doesn't work that way.
Everything's fixable.
Well, I mean, yes, everything's fixable. So, I mean, you just like, this is not good. This is a sad house. All right.
It's a sad house.
Here's a bathroom that's sad. Okay. And no matter what you do, you're not going to get a nice shower in this bathroom because they couldn't even keep the tub in. And if you know, so if you take pictures of listings or if you walk around with someone that does, this is the entire size of the bathroom.
Right.
Like that's the door frame, right?
Back like this.
That's the door frame. So, and then the kitchen is like, I would say sparse.
I thought they took a lot of cabinets out, or I mean,
it looks that way. And then did they take it away because this is molding so bad? And then you got a vent underneath the sink, which isn't going to work. Tile coming up. You got your gas line here for your stove, which means that your stove isn't going to be like by a countertop.
Yeah.
You've got painting. You've got some wall art. And then you've got the grays, so at least they did the styling correct, right?
Yeah.
This is an addition. Yeah, this is an addition to the house where they put in a washing machine, a washer and dryer and a thing. Okay. You know, the plug for the dryer.
They can call it indoor washing machine.
Like a first floor thing. Maybe there was some program or something where, and then they built a little closet here for, people with small items.
Yeah.
This is, it's grayish.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is handicap. And so I'm not criticizing in any way, but I think that there was probably a program going on in St. Louis County at one point in time where if you were handicapped and needed a bathroom, they would build it for you or give you the funds.
And that was one of those $3,000 shower installs.
Well, and then like they did this installation, but like it was as if the rest of the house was in good shape.
Yeah.
And it probably wasn't. So then you gotta love the grainy picture of the basement.
It looks like a horror movie.
Yeah, that's always a great sign. You've got mold on your water heater. But it's it's relatively new though, because you got the expansion tank, and you've also got you got a furnace here with the high efficiency because these are going out to the thing.
I was going to say
you've got the other water heater here. I guess they just didn't want to take it with them. The heater line goes all the way back there, like the drain. It's kind of sus. Like
1920 something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then there's this. And it's like, I don't even know. Like, obviously, the only question comes into play here, and I don't know if you guys have this in your part of town, but like if you look at the wall right along here, that might be the flood line.
That's the flood line, 100%.
Yeah. So what that means is that it's flooded and it's gotten at least that high in the basement.
Yeah.
You got a nice boarded up window. You still have the air conditioning unit. So, I mean, there's that. But here's the back, and something's just off. I mean, like, why is all the siding missing? Why are the windows not scaled to the house? Well, if you had siding, why is there wood here or something causing this to? Right. There's a lot of questions.
And the long steps up to the small deck.
Right, and if it's a handicapped person, this didn't help them at all. It says it has a garage, okay, in the tax records.
That's the garage.
I believe that's the garage, yeah.
100%, yep.
So I would say that this is at least 7 feet high. So you had stairs going from the garage, and they're all gone. But anyway,
And on a hill? That picture come is it on a hill? It looks like, right?
yeah, it's not unusual. Like the alley, like you can see the alley's back here. Okay.
Yep.
And then you come in the back, and then in the front, it's to the street. Like it's
Right.
pretty much street level. That would have been totally normal. Interested in touring this home? No,
No.
under no circumstance. So then, all right. So now I'm showing you like this. Like we can agree that this is a sad house, but in some ways, it's like, so what?
Right.
So then I looked at this, and I was like, I thought this was fun. I don't know if I gave this one to you, but
No, I
now,
didn't see this.
if you put in the MLS in Zillow or in Google, it will show you. And look at it, just as MLS corresponds to 1,150 square foot.
It looks like a deal.
Yeah, it says listed at 64.9. Features 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, but requires significant work and is currently marketed as restricted access and unsafe for entry.
Right.
It says that, like this is all AI. It's totally fine. I have no problem. But the problem I have with this is it says the most reliable current information and multimedia regarding this listing can be found on Zillow or Redfin.
I hate that. That makes my skin crawl.
It just makes my skin crawl too, because there's no way that's the most reliable current information and multimedia.
No.
And how do you not understand that some agent typed all this stuff and put it in their MLS, and their MLS syndicated it to Zillow or Redfin?
Right.
That
Right.
Zillow or Redfin knows nothing. Call Zillow tomorrow and ask them about this property. Call the server rack in California and see how it responds.
Yeah, they know nothing about it. That drives me. I don't know. That drives me crazy.
So anyway, so we got that. And then so I went to the real, oh no, it timed me out. All right, well, I might have to do this a different way. So, okay, so let's see.
That's your MLS?
Yeah, it
Okay.
timed me out, jerk. Let's see if I can, I don't want to put in my password. I don't think that's a good idea. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So anyway.
I looked through the history, the tax records.
So like one thing you could do as a, I'll put this over here. Right there. One thing you can do, anybody can do this, is you go to Google Maps.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, hey, I think I want to walk around. Oh, look, I'm walking around. So this was taken in April 2025. This is the house. The houses next to it don't look like terrible, right?
Not terrible. No.
No, and it's a nice, the problem I have mainly is it's on Kings Highway. I don't think you should get a premium for being on the street.
No.
It's a busy street. But you don't, you don't, yeah, you don't, that's like it's a church.
Okay.
With like a recreation, like a center there. Like, so this was the main church, and then this was like Sunday school. And
Yep.
so we go to, I mean, so then just like literally it doesn't hurt anything. Walk the street. There's a nice guy there. He's got his little shoes. So he doesn't look like a criminal or anything. We're good.
I even went around back.
Yeah. I mean, this is, and I'm just trying to add some value. Everybody can do this. It's not.
Right? You should do it.
Yeah. This place, Cafe Nova, is like, it's hip.
Really?
Yeah. I actually went there for a meal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice cars, decent cars.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice. It's not bad. And then you get to this main, like, Gravois right up here, which is like a main deal. We're going. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so, you know where it is. You see stuff. Not so bad.
Right.
And did I put, okay. Why am I going to do that? Because I need that. Anyway, screw it. So anyway, let's do this a different way. So, okay, so you get these things called disclosures online, and they're not on the Zillow listing.
Right.
And so here's the first one. This is Home Steps, Freddie Mac Homes.
They attach disclosures.
Yes.
Okay.
So then it has this condition of addendum and release. And so I thought it was fascinating. It says the inspection type disclosure information, 3/20/2026, it says biological waste, no reports. Biological waste normally means poop.
Yep. Or I did a history and search on the owners. I bet they sat there a while.
Okay. It says loss of life, no reports.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold harmless for entry, property condition. Mold throughout home, no reports. They're not reporting that they see mold everywhere?
That's
Because the next one says hold harmless for entry mold.
Yeah.
So now what is this gobbledygook? And it's like lead-based paint addendum. You know what? If my biggest fear right now in buying that house is that it might have lead-based paint. That's like way up there.
Biological hazard or whatever that was might raise a bell.
Yeah. So, okay. So we have that condition report. Then here's the biological waste report itself. The seller has disclosed the undersigned condition of the property. The property may have the following health safety risk.
Okay.
Biological waste, unsafe entry, property is uninhabitable. Here's one. It says, seller has disclosed the risk and may have the following: mold, mildew, or fungus.
Right.
Or other strong odors, unsafe entry.
Now, this is Freddie Mac filling this out. Somebody from Freddie Mac.
No, so the agent has to fill all this stuff out on behalf of Freddie Mac.
Okay.
But my thing is, look, what are we doing here? I'll get back to the screen here where my friend is. What are we doing here? This is a first look initiative, meaning that only retail buyers can take a look and make an offer on this property for the first, 10 days or something.
Right. 30 days, I think.
Okay.
I learned a lot about yesterday.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it.
So my thing is this, okay? Let's assume that we want good housing stock in the United States, okay? To me, just having been in the business, this perpetuates bad housing stock.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll explain it like this. A normal family isn't going to be able to buy this house. They don't have any money to fix it. And so they're going to live in it in the bare minimum. Okay? Which makes that house awful for the next time somebody tries to list it.
Yeah.
And it just perpetuates it. I'm all for an investor bidding for this one and making a profit, making it a nice home and helping the neighborhood.
Right.
I'm not. I think this is a really bad plan. And I think this is the way we get bad housing is you put these first look initiatives on houses that are in no way habitable.
Right. That house is not habitable.
No. And I don't care. I mean, I'm a handy fellow. I could fix the house over years, but I still don't have access to capital if I'm going to work every day and I put in a W-2.
Yeah. I
got no time to do this and live in it.
Right.
And this is my problem with the first look initiative. I don't have a problem with a house that you could move in.
Right.
That would pass inspection, any sort of city or county inspection, occupancy.
And doesn't have to be fancy and
no.
Safe and clean. But
to say that investors are somehow should be handicapped for this is an investor's, this is their job. Their job is to take the risk on this one. And if they're successful, more power to them. If they're not, they'll learn a valuable lesson in how to invest in homes.
Yeah, right. The weekend guru. Yeah.
So the larger point I'm making is look, I'm fine with this idea that we want first-time home buyers and, homeowners, and it's helpful to the community. It's not helpful to the community in any way to put this slop up there, this sad home.
It's been on a long time.
Yes.
Is that so? It should be beyond the first right.
Yes.
Why hasn't an investor picked it up?
Well, that's just it. And if there were multiple offers before, there's nothing that says if you accept an offer, okay, and there were 5 other offers, there's nothing that says that you have to list a property and not call the other investors after the person backs out and say, "Hey, you want to buy this house?" Yeah. There's no rules like that.
No.
So all those multiple investors were like, "Nope."
Yeah.
So
if they were really there.
If they were, I don't know. I don't know. I believe if somebody says there's multiple offers, there's multiple offers. At least I do it that way.
Now I do, 21, 22. I don't. They were there, but.
So that's to me that's always been. So what? This is what I think it's worth. This is what I'm putting in. Take it. It's great. If not, somebody else beats me. Okay.
We're reviewing offers on Monday. That's the part I never liked. So
I as a listing agent, I love it because it used to be somebody would try and first day of the things on the market, they'd come in at $10,000 below their asking and be like, "You got to take my offer in 4 hours."
Right.
It's like, I don't think I'm going to do that.
Right. Not anymore.
But they tried. I'm okay with that.
I've tried.
So bottom line for me is, look, this is a sad house. Now, can it be a better house is the question. So here's the comps. Let me get to my screen. So here's the comps. So you got a $145,000 one, $198,000 and $315,000. Can you get $315,000? Well, this house here, it's in a little bit nicer part, a nicer area. I don't know if my map is going to show up. So that house is like right around here.
Right.
And here's where the other comps are.
Right.
Yeah. Major road, yeah.
Right.
You're right on it. But in theory, there is money there.
Yeah.
But it's not for a first-time home buyer to risk.
No. And they don't have the money to put in there. What, $50 a square foot, 1,000 square. You're $100,000 to make that livable.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
So 64, 100, you're in for fees and things.
And then what kind of what is my return after that? It's not that great. Is it really worth my risk?
There's no money in it.
No.
At 64.
No.
Obviously.
Which is what people figured out when they put in the offers, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, what did we just do?"
Right. But at first glance, when you first pulled up, that looks great. And then you dig into it more. A lot of people probably thought it was great.
And they're like, hey, we'll put some bleach on the walls.
No.
The thing, this is a good one here. We all have biases. I'm guilty. Yeah. There are people out there that will see this house and they'll be like, I can do the bare minimum and then I can rent it out.
There's a lot of people.
And they have no, like, the slumlord is too kind. So, to me, it just seems like the best way to go about this one is I'd even auction it. I put it out a weekend and be like, here you go.
Yeah.
Good luck.
100%. I love auctions. There's a market.
Yeah. And just be done with it.
Yep.
I would not, this first look initiative is officially problematic in a situation like this.
I did not want to register and go through. I was curious about how many homes are in that first. Is that a common thing?
Here it is.
It is.
I mean, anytime there's a Fannie or Freddie loan, it normally goes first look on a foreclosure. Are
they decent houses? Sometimes.
I mean, what normally happens if it's a decent house, it goes short sale and you never never goes to foreclosure.
That's where I want to do is if it's a deal, it doesn't get on Zillow. If there's a deal on a property, it doesn't get that far on.
So like in the property history for like 7 days a year ago, somebody listed for 29, subject to lien holder approval.
Right.
That was done so that if you could get an offer in at 29, now you could come back at the bank and say, okay, well, it's probably not 29, but would you take 39?
Right.
And they said, no, we're taking this all the way. No. Taking this all the way home.
Some money again. It was tough to tell what's been rolled over, but there's some money against it.
Yeah.
Over recent money.
Yeah.
Out of it.
Yeah. So. It's just a bad deal.
It's a bad deal.
What I'm trying to point out is like, look, there's bad deals out there. They don't make any sense. And you spending like 15 minutes of your time trying to figure out like a way for it to make sense is you making a mistake in your logic.
Yeah.
You're searching for something that isn't there.
That first loan or first home, whatever, that's interesting.
First look.
First look. I'll have to dig into that more.
Yeah. All right.
I'd never heard of it.
Let's just take that off for the time being and do it this way. I had a question. Well, I had a problem. I had a friend, real estate agent friend, and I wanted to go over it because I thought we could help people again.
Next topic?
Yeah. So I was like, Mike,
I like this.
Yeah. What? Well, I'll just tell you what happened. A guy bought a house. Okay. He signed a contract to purchase the house. No inspections. Cash is a good deal. For the seller, got a good deal. Let's just say 89,000. Okay.
Okay.
Inspections for personal use only. So they went to go get the inspections for the property. And when they showed up, the house had no copper in it.
Awesome.
And they're like, well, we should get our money back, right? Because there's no copper in it. And then there was a little pushback by the seller that said, no, you said no inspections. You can't leave on the inspection clause because the house is still there. It's just missing all the copper. And so
not on the back of a napkin contract. Like
no, this was a legit,
contract.
Yeah, legit.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I put it out on the old X or Twitter. I was like, what would you people do? And some people were odd.
Yeah.
Not as a complaint, but a lot of people were like, well, they have to disclose it.
They don't know.
How would they know? Exactly. They're out of town investors. How do they know that there's no copper in it?
Right.
So to me, like, that didn't matter. That wasn't going to win on, like, just because, like, I think the right thing to do if you knew would be like, hey, I noticed that something happened. Let's see if we can work this out. And then other people would say, well, you've got property insurance. And so the property insurance will take care of it.
Maybe.
Yeah. And then, like, okay. So my buyer is trying to buy a house now, and we're going to wait until we figure out whether the insurance is going to pay for it.
No,
this is not how people think.
Right.
Like, so
I thought this was an easy one.
I thought it was pretty easy too.
Right.
But you have to understand, like, just because something's easy doesn't mean that it's going to work out.
Right.
Without some sort of hassle.
Right.
So anyway, so you told me what is the Arizona standard for something that like this would happen?
It's an as-is contract. I'm making an offer on this property as it sits when this offer is accepted. That's the condition I'm making the property in layman's terms.
Yeah. And so if you made an offer and it was accepted and there was now no copper in the home, you're out, right?
Liable. Seller's responsible.
Seller's responsible, and you're out.
Yep.
And you would, and
100%.
like just, yeah. And the way you would run it was you'd never say, hey, I want to stay in this offer.
You can. I mean, there's not at that number.
Not at that number. And you're not going to wait 6 months for them to decide what they're going to do.
Yep. You can give me a credit and I'll do it myself, or you can fix it. I'd rather do it myself, but
I am of the opinion, like, if I really wanted the house, I would do a mutual release. Okay.
Yep.
Get out from that other contract, because the conditions have changed. Okay.
Right.
And
conditions have changed.
yes. And so if I was still interested in the house, I would write a new offer subject to them. If they want to accept it, that's fine. If they don't, that's fine too.
That's probably cleaner than doing an addendum.
I think so. I think so. Because, how are you going to force someone to perform, really? It's an $89,000 house. By the time you put down your retainer at the law firm, okay, and find a lawyer that wants to even take that deal,
right?
It's just not worth it.
And what seller doesn't understand that we had an offer on that day, it was accepted. That's St. Louis too, I imagine, right?
Well, yeah. So I got the wording here. I wanted to read it. It says, the seller warrants that the property will be vacant and free of personal property and debris at the time of possession and delivered to buyer in its same condition, together with any improvements or repairs required by the contract. Ordinary wear and tear accepted as it was the date of the contract.
As it was the date of the contract.
And it says risk of loss to the improvements of the property shall be borne by the seller until title is transferred.
Yep. Till that moment.
Yeah.
Clear.
And so it's very clear. Okay.
Yep.
But it's really a bad deal.
You can't force them to give their earnest money. Well, I guess legally they're due it. What do they say? You can win a lawsuit, but then it's your job, or a small claims lawsuit, but it's still your job to collect.
Yeah.
So
an update the sellers did. They said, well, this is fine. But I don't think they relisted it.
No.
Yeah. And so now it's like, okay, so I don't feel that they were making money on this deal. Okay.
Yeah.
They were trying to get out. And when they took the copper, now they're in the negatory.
Did they take the copper?
No, I think they would want to just get out. So to me, I'm just like, it's a bad deal.
It's a bad deal. And you go back to the contract. Every answer is in the contract.
It is. It is.
People a lot smarter than me and you wrote these contracts.
Yes. It's funny to me because buyers and sellers don't read the contracts.
No.
Okay.
They do not. They can sign them.
Right. Right. They say that that's your job. Okay.
You send it for signatures and you get it back 10 seconds later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then then something happens during the deal and they're like, well, I didn't know that. I'm like, well, it was kind of in the contract. Yeah. And then also they get mad. Like the dates of a contract are very helpful because it kind of puts you on a path.
It does.
But
there's a timeline.
People don't understand that. It's like that for us. As soon as we get under contract, I'll tell a buyer, go call your insurance company tomorrow and tell me if you can be insured.
Yeah.
Because we've only got 10 days from the time we sign this to where we can get out based on it can't be insured.
Right.
That's the first one. And then it's like, then people also conflate those dates and those terms with writing an offer to get the house.
Right.
Okay. So then they'll say, well, we have an inspection clause, but we waived it. Why did you do that? Well, we talked about it, and there's 7 other offers without inspections clauses. I don't think we're getting the house. Right.
They get excited. It's our job to manage emotions and be the adult in the room.
But simply explaining the terms of the offer or the contract, it's never going to work.
It's a process.
It is.
That's why you hire us.
And I know, and people think, well, it shouldn't be that difficult, and I'm fine with that. But like look at the sad house we just saw. Do you understand the potholes you're going to run into with that deal?
It's not difficult if everything goes as planned and straight.
Yeah, I think that's true. Like, say if you're, your friend wants to sell wants to buy your house, and you've come up with a price.
Yeah,
go for it. I wouldn't hire an agent. You found a buyer. You've got a buyer. Go for it. Okay.
You're not going to be friends in 30 days.
Well, who knows? Who knows? Let's assume the best for him.
Right.
But I don't know why on like an arm's length transaction you'd ever think that the other side is going to be like not working for their best interest. And part of that is knowing the ins and outs of the offers. And part of the problem that I've had in the past couple of years is we keep changing our standard board contracts.
Right.
And I can't keep up with the changes because if I have it set in my mind, I used to every year read the contract one time all the way through just to have it in my head.
I do that a lot. I read it a lot.
Yeah. But now it's like every 3 days we got a different clause in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
or a new form.
Yeah. And it like sometimes they make changes, real changes, and then sometimes they make word changes that don't change anything. It was just they changed the words.
Right. Right.
And so it's always, and here's one for fun. On the disclosure in St. Louis and on my board, the disclosures used to have this thing. It said garage door openers, and then it said number of transmitters. And I would always be like, as for sellers, I was like, look, how many garage door transmitters do you have? And they're like, 1, but I think we have 1 in the closet. I said, you have 1.
You have 1.
You have 1.
I always assume 0.
Because God forbid you have put on there 2 transmitters and you only come and close with 1. Because I'm going to get a call.
Yeah.
And people are going to be so pissed.
You're going to
How dare you?
And buy a transmitter.
How dare you? How dare you not give me my 2 transmitters as stated on the disclosure?
Yeah.
You say, well, you shouldn't be all that mad. Oh, no. Terribly.
I read one the other day. Now with the automated houses, is the iPad included with the house that operates everything in your house?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm doing one right now, a deal where the buyer has asked for the seller's email, just one email, so that the seller can transfer. Everything's automated. So like the sprinkler system, the HVAC, like 6 other things. Like you need an email and a password to log in. And so my buyers or my seller is being very nice and saying, hey, can I just have the buyer's agent like, what do you need that for?
Really?
Like,
maybe you're onto something. Maybe that's a new service business. We'll be the escrow company for technology and utilities in your house transfer.
You should have it. And I mean, do you know how many people like close on a Friday as buyers, and the seller has they've canceled the utilities the day before?
Yep.
And so now they're walking in. It's miserable here right now. The temperature is just awful. And now you've bought a house and you're trying to move in on a weekend where the temperature is like 110 with like 80% humidity.
Yeah.
It's just awful.
It's awful.
So yeah, I think there's absolutely a need for that. And as these other, like I have one lady, and you're running this thing, like it's going to happen to me too. Nice little lady selling her house, has a ring cam. Okay.
Yeah.
Her daughter or somebody put it in. She has no idea. She doesn't even know anything about it.
Right.
And she said, I'll just leave it with the house, Okay. Well, now the buyers are like, well, are you spying on us? It's like, no.
I tell
she
you,
just literally doesn't know how to put the password in your name or the account in your name.
I learned there's a very valuable button on the back of your ring cam.
Is there? Good.
I didn't know it.
What about Nest? Do you know about a Nest? If there's anything on the back of those?
I don't know about I'm sure there's some reset button or something.
Because I mean, all this stuff, I'm okay with it, but I mean, it really makes it bad on move out.
It does. It does. Remember, you used to be able to buy a house. You move in, you sell your house, you move into the new house on the same day. Closes, everything's great.
Yes.
I don't recommend that anymore.
I'm stuck in a spot where pre-Amazon, if you bought something, you owned it that moment.
Yeah.
And now with Amazon, you buy it and like 3 days later, it shows up at your house, which is wonderful. Okay. Sometimes it shows up overnight. Fine. The point is though, is you bought it and you don't own it yet. Like it's not there physically there. For houses, when I bought this house, I wanted to stay in the house that night. It was my house. It was my first
Order
house.
Pizza, sleep on the floor.
Yes.
Those were great with the kids.
Right.
Those were great.
Yeah. And now I have buyers that like they'll wait like a month before they move in.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
not so exciting.
No. And then I have people that'll buy a house and like with no intention of living in it until they redo it completely. And then it's like, why did you? I mean, I don't know. It's weird.
But you had to close that day.
You had to close that day. Just odd.
We have something. This morning, I just said to my wife, we're out running and there's some new dumpsters. I'm like, if I had a dumpster company, I would just look for house sales because everybody moves in and then a dumpster comes the next day.
Yeah.
They don't move in, they buy it and then
the
next day.
I've always thought that you should live in a house first to figure out why you don't like certain things and then fix it up.
Right.
That's the way I've thought about it. I've always been confused by why you would fix up your house when you're selling it. Like we're going to put a new kitchen and we've never used it.
Right. And then sell it.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Me neither. But buyers want done. They don't want to lift a finger.
All right. We're going to go off script.
Like what's in there.
For our last little thing, we're going to go off script.
Okay. Fun.
I like to put things out on X and just see what happens. Okay.
I noticed that about you.
I'll just throw it out there. and I do it like it's out of humility. I don't assume that I know more than someone else. No. I don't necessarily believe in wisdom of the crowds because we've seen
it's terrible.
Yeah. So I don't believe in that either. But I think that I don't know if you remember that Kanye West had his moment where he was like, we're all in a mental cage. It was mind blowing. Like we were all in this mental cage and he's right. as much as I want to not agree with him, we are in a mental cage. We're all like in our own little mental cages. And so to get out of that, I like to put stuff on Twitter, not rage bait, okay? But just like, here's the scenario. You tell me what I did wrong.
Right.
And this one was fascinating to me, okay? So in the Midwest, see, because I work with you now, I've learned, and everyone else should learn, like, look, your local market is different than someone else's market. It's just, It's not the same.
It's not.
Okay, so my thing is this. So I represent sellers. And sellers will say to me, hey, I'm going to leave the paint. I'm going to leave the paint so that my buyers, so that the buyers can touch up the walls when they move in.
I love it.
Yeah, that's great. Yes. Wonderful. 50% of the time, buyers will go through and buy the house, and then I will get an angry call from the agent. How dare you? How dare you, sir? How could you leave this hazardous paint in the basement? What's wrong with you? I want it removed immediately. And it's like, then you got to go back to the seller and say, they're not, the seller's like, are they enjoying my house that I lived there for 30 years and we raised our kids there? And it's been the most, when we chose them over 6 other people because we liked the fact that they had kids or something. And you're like, they want the paint out tomorrow. And if it's not out by tomorrow, they're going to call more people and
they're going to sue you.
Yes. Yes. And the seller's like, like, what? You're like, I'm being kind. I'm trying to do something nice. And so I put it out there, and it was very fascinating in how, amazing. Yeah. So in California, okay, like there's like 4 agents out there. Nobody out there has ever had someone get pissed off about paint.
Right.
And it's in California. You'd think that that's like an environmentally, No. Everyone was very happy. Other places, like, they're like, yeah, I get really, really angry about it.
Right.
And then other people are like, well, I said, what's my process about this so that I can get, because I'm one of those people, I don't like uncomfortable conversations.
I do.
You do? Like, so if my seller's like all happy about something, I don't want to be the one to tell them like they don't want your paint.
I'd rather, well, I don't like them, but I'd rather get them out of the way.
So I'm like, let's just say in 2 sales lately, yours truly has been going to the houses and taking all the paint out.
You're building a nice paint collection, huh?
It's not because I want to.
Tell me what you did with it.
I am disposing of it in an environmentally friendly manner.
Good.
So I was curious about you. Have you ever, has that been the fight of your life? Is the paint?
I wouldn't say it's ever, maybe, and do you want it or not? We had the conversation before on a recent sale, but I can't say it's ever been an argument or a big deal. It's, do you want it? Yep. Do you want it?
My desire is either a buyer's agent or a seller's agent, a listing agent, is I want the people to be happy at closing.
Right. I want everybody to be happy at closing.
Because I would hate to be miserable after I bought a house.
Yep. And I don't want any buyer that buys one of my listings to be unhappy. I don't want anybody.
And then I've been really struggling with that on my deals because it's like, I don't want the buyer to be unhappy. And it's not that I don't want the buyer. I don't think they're going to call me, to use me. It's not anything like that. I just feel like it's my responsibility to make sure that, things are good.
It's a big moment. It should be a feel-good moment for everybody.
But I've gotten into a spot now where, like, if my seller leaves the house a mess, then I feel like that's a statement about them and not me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I will not let that slide. Like, I've had houses in the past where they left and I didn't feel like it was moving ready for the... So my behind is out there vacuuming and cleaning countertops and stuff. And it's not like...
I've had that.
It's just like that's the right thing to do.
Right.
So I was
It's
curious.
the right thing to do. Yeah,
So,
I wouldn't say it's been. Do you have a final walkthrough? Right.
we do,
Yeah.
but that's ceremonial.
Yeah.
You know, like so the way we think about repairs, like that we ask for. Like if you fix something in the attic during walkthrough, my ass isn't getting up in the attic to see if you fixed it. Okay, I'm just especially now because I'd be dead. So
It's a broken truss or something. Somebody's got to see it.
Well, but oddly enough, like we do more like you need to send receipts and lien waivers.
Yeah.
And so if there's no receipt or lien waiver for the thing, then you probably didn't fix it.
Probably didn't fix it.
So I don't have to get up there because I'm not going to do it. If you should come to the Midwest right now and go to the attic of a home right now. I mean, it is hell on earth. There's
I live in Arizona.
There's like insulation, like we have the fiberglass insulation, and the way it's set up, you got these asphalt shingles taking all this heat, okay, just taking it in, all right, and then you've got this insulation, and the insulation, it's like windy up there, kind of, but it's a hot desert wind.
I've been there,
and it's blowing these pieces of insulation like microparticles all around.
That's
getting in your eyes. You can wear goggles and stuff. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It's just horrid.
And you're all over for
one lady said that she had a closing checklist and she had her paint question on the closing checklist. Do you have a closing checklist?
I have a final walkthrough checklist,
Really?
not a closing checklist. Like I said, the paint. I would see it 2-3 days before close and say, "Hey, do you want this? Do you not want this?" Yeah, we want it. Yeah, we don't.
I get mentally scared that a buyer is one day going to call me, like I'm the buyer's agent. The buyer's going to call me and they're in their house and there's something wrong with it and I can't do anything about it.
Right.
And because I'm like, the heat, the HVAC thing, I can't fix the utilities. Like I can make as many calls as you.
Yep.
But I have in my later career here, I have asked traditionally the seller should have the utilities on the last day or the closing day.
The closing day. They should be on for the closing day.
But the problem is if it's on a Friday, okay, then the utility shuts it off because the new people start on Saturday and then no one's working on Saturday. And so
Friday closings make me nervous. Wednesday closings I love. Friday closings.
Me too. I don't like to close on Mondays or Fridays. I'll close any other day.
Any other day.
And if there's a holiday that I know, like a 3-day weekend, I will always push closing out.
Yeah.
Because those people don't do that. Nobody does their jobs.
Lenders
aren't going to do their jobs. Yeah. Appraisers aren't going to do their jobs. Title's not going to do its job. Somebody's not going to do their job. And I'm going to get stuck with missing a closing.
I want everything set 3 days before. Yeah. I want like the CD. I want everything set 3 days before. I think
I've been penalized in the past for having a longer close than another offer. So like if my closing is like 32 days and someone else came in at 29 days, they may have gone with that offer. But I'm almost like, do you really, that's another question. I don't think that like people will ask me if I have a listing, do you want a quick close? I don't think it's ever been where we want a quick close. We want a deal that we think that we can take to the end.
Right. I've asked that and I have received that as well.
Now, one thing I would say, like on the buyer's agent side, is if somebody puts in the MLS on the listing that occupancy won't be until 4 months from now.
It's a little long.
Then I'll say, no, I don't think we should put that house as number one because the market can change in 4 months.
Yeah.
Circumstances can change in 4 months. And you're just kind of in like a dead zone.
And I'm never recommending a lease back or anything like, can we just stay in the house a couple days? No, you can't. No. I'm sorry.
No. No. I learned from one of my buyers that in Ohio, when you buy the house, you have the seller has 30 days to move out.
In Ohio?
Yeah, after you've bought it.
I don't like that one bit.
No.
Not one bit.
No. No, it's
Wow.
horrible. Because now
That's
you,
the law?
well, apparently that's the tradition.
Wow.
I mean, somebody from Ohio can correct me on that, but I mean, if that's the case, and I have every reason to believe it's true, woman has lots of family there.
Yeah.
And there's been instances, of course, where the people are like, I don't care. I don't live, I don't own it anymore. And they're just like, let's destroy the house.
Yeah. I don't care what price range. It happens. I don't care. Not my problem.
No.
Really?
Yeah. So anyway, I think that's the show for today. Look, I've got lots of improvements that I'm supposed to be making and they're not happening. So I'm going to start getting a little more animated.
These weeks happen quickly. I have some things I want to change too. And all of a sudden, hey, it's Thursday. I'm not going to test it on Thursday morning. But
we've had a good turnout tonight. We've got a lot of people watching, and I appreciate that. And
thank you. We appreciate it. Let us know what you want to watch here.
Yeah. We've got plenty of stuff, but it's always good to, like, I think the audience matters. Now, raccoon work. No.
You have raccoon work today?
No.
No.
Let that one go, Mike. I let it go.
Any solution? Any further?
Please don't call me. Please don't call me. That was my solution. I'm going to forget that happened. All right.